Well, I was going to make a more professional video than this, but I'm doing the quick capture thing again. Just wanted to bring up 2 points. The first was, I don't think we really should concede to this logic, this whatever you call it, this argument that humankind would not have evolved intelligence without eating a protein diet. It's just bullcrap. We invented tools first. Guess what? We organized as a society, as a social group. Our intelligence was way on the road. We were what we are physically now, pretty much. Protein had nothing to do with it except for the expansion of the population, maybe. Eating meat, eating other animals might have made it easier for animals to survive in the northern climates and the rest of this stuff. But it doesn't have. It's not an intelligence factor. I think that's just a preposterous reach. Monkeys are not retarded. I mean, when we bring a monkey into captivity, it all of a sudden doesn't become more intelligent because we're feeding it a better diet, or a gorilla or anything else. There's no difference in its healthy natural environment, and it's a different diet in a zoo doesn't change its intelligence. I've seen no studies that demonstrate any of this nonsense. Obviously, a starvation diet will diminish your intelligence, but if you are living in symmetry with nature, you don't need a meat diet. That's just nonsense. And then to bring up the stupid tooth arguments, like somehow our canine teeth are proof of something. No, it's only proof that we evolved from animals that have canine teeth. Guess what? Canine teeth, it's not about chewing goddamn meat or ripping meat or doing any other crap. It's about defending your friggin' self. Okay? Goddamn 500-pound bears have canine teeth. You ever see a bear? I mean, it's a pretty vicious mouth they got. And there's baboons, for Christ's sake. You ever look at a baboon? It's a goddamn vegetarian. Alright? It's got the nastiest set of goddamn teeth you ever want to see. So it's just a stupid argument. It's just lazy and sloppy arguments, and you really shouldn't concede any of that. I mean, it doesn't matter, because yeah, we have intelligence. We don't have to act like fucking animals. Okay, that's obvious. But I don't see the point in conceding any stupid argument that the human body was made to eat meat. But guess what? It wasn't. I mean, go ahead and eat some raw beef and see how you do. Alright? See how that does in your system. Because guess what? You're not going to be able to digest it worth shit. It's just stupid arguments. And without the invention of fire, all this beef wouldn't be doing anybody any goddamn good, because they couldn't digest it. So I guess they had to invent the fire first. Morons. Alright, and the second point, I was a little bit disappointed that you justified medical experimentation. Everybody can understand that yes, we'd like to have healthier lives and all this other crap. People need to live longer and all this other bullshit, and that's all very nice. And I'm not saying some horrible experimentation on animals wasn't necessary, but some cures didn't require that. Okay, I mean, penicillin wasn't invented that way. Other things weren't. The big booms in our healthcare was understanding the fact that everything's covered with a bunch of microorganisms, and all we had to fucking do is wash our hands. So let's get real for a minute. We haven't made that much progress. There was people 300 years ago who lived to be 80 years old. So we're not exactly making miraculous strides in that direction. And regardless, doing experiments on chimpanzees and other primates is just not acceptable. It's just not acceptable to give those animals cancer. I mean, you want to give cancer to, it's like I said, it's the same thing as giving cancer to retarded people. You wouldn't do it. Now, if you want to start giving cancer to prison inmates and stuff, I might go there. Maybe that's what these assholes deserve. Okay, and so instead of executing them, we can just do laboratory experiments on them. Let's put them just in a permanent coma, and then we can do whatever the hell we want to them, if that's the game we're going to play. But let's be honest about it. I mean, logically, I just don't see any room for making these distinctions that say, okay, we can enslave the animal population to our medical needs, and we can harvest their organs and put baboons inside of us and the rest of this crap. No, it's bullshit. All right, just bullshit. Even a mouse. I mean, what's the difference? So, I mean, we make these idiotic distinctions. I mean, we had a law in this country, in this state. I guess it was this country, you know, where the military was using, you know, stray dogs and cats to, you know, blow their brains out with their rifles to test the effectiveness of their, you know, hollow point bullets and all the rest of this crap. And everybody got all fucking, you know, hysterical about that. Oh, what an offense, how horrible. And then so they switched to pigs, and it was all okay now. No problem, no one's even crying, no one's whining, no one's complaining, because somehow a pig is, you know, less of a cat. I mean, it's just an idiotic argument. So because dogs and cats are pets, somehow that makes a difference. I mean, it's just, you know, if we're going to make distinctions, let's be at least fair to logic, and we'll talk about things. You know, there's certain things that emotionally people want to do. Well, that's okay. Let's accept it, and let's call an emotion an emotion, and an intellectual or logical thought a logical thought, because they're two different things. And there's just a little too much emotionalism in that argument. That you know, we can make these stupid distinctions, and it's okay to enslave animals to our medical industry, but it's not okay to slave them for food, because to me, you know, it's a false line to draw. And so anyway, that's you know, it was a great video, and I think you did a really good job of you know, defending your position. And but like I said, I would make those I have those two complaints, that I really don't think you should concede that, you know, human beings in the past were dependent on protein. It was just an incidental event in our evolution, and it had really no meaning to our capacity to evolve a culture and a subsequent book intelligence. Okay, because guess what? Without the books, without the history, take away all the culture, you could feed a human being 4 million tons of protein, and guess what? They're still not going to be able to read and write. So let's just not pretend that, you know, intelligence is something that's inside us innately, because guess what? It isn't there. You know, I mean, you can go find plenty of baboon humans running around who don't have any fucking intelligence. So the argument is just idiotic. So that's my rant on the subject, and you know, it is a personal choice. And yeah, like I said, yeah, I really can't defend any of the you know, aggressive moves by organizations, because if everybody's going to have that right, well then, you know, if I'm going to let PETA or some other organization, you know, harass businesses or, you know, people doing whatever they're doing, then I have to let the crazy abortion lunatics, you know, harass people getting abortions. And so I think it's all wrong. Harassment is fucking wrong. All right, that's how you have a civil society. Is you have ways that you can make protest, and you can do certain things, and you can organize and all this crap. But what you can't do is stuff that, if everybody else does it, is going to destroy civilization. And it destroys civilization if everybody thinks they have a right to get in somebody else's face. So that's the end of it. Sorry, rant, blah blah blah, but okay. Till next time.